YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video, guys. And today's video is going to be 10 players that are skyrocketing up my rankings. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Also, guys, I got a couple bonus guys for you, so watch the whole video. Guys, I got listener leagues. We drafting right now. We got what, about 4 weeks until preseason is over. So, guys, you know you want to play against me in a dynasty league or redraft league or best ball league. So make sure you sign up as a member of the channel, and you can play against me and against other great fantasy guys that like to play fantasy. And you can get a lot of experience in these leagues and bring them to your own leagues and win big money leagues, right? So make sure you subscribe, guys, and become a member. And also, you can get a free consultation if you sign up as a Phenom member. I can help you with your draft. It's a 30-minute consultation. I also have a draft consultation that's a little bit different than a 30-minute one. It could be a little bit longer. It could be multiple days. So just let me know what membership you under, and we can adjust from there. So let's begin. Hold on, guys. I'm watching my Bennett work all day. Let me put a little bit of chapstick on. Okay. I know y'all be like, dang, TD, your lips be dry. Yeah, they be dry, bro. I be at work in them that hot lab, all the wind blowing on me. So I have to make sure I stay hydrated and wear a chapstick a lot. All right, so let's begin. So I'm going to go to 10 to 1, guys, and then I'm going to hit the bonus guys. But the first guy I want to talk about is going to be Jaylen Warren from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason why Jaylen Warren is skyrocketing up people rankings, Caleb Johnson is not going, it doesn't look like he's going to be getting the carries that we thought. I think Caleb Johnson will get some carries. He will come in the game. But Jaylen Warren might be the PPR guy and also get some goal line carries, especially if he's running the ball really well and looking efficient, right? So just don't get off on it. Just don't go off of Jaylen Warren and get off of him and then go to the Caleb Johnson because he's the rookie. Jaylen Warren is a great pass protector, so he can protect Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers needs protection. He's an older quarterback. He's 41, 42 years old. So Jaylen Warren, why not have him in there where he's been a great pass protector since he came in the league, and he also is explosive, and he also can catch passes like an Austin Eckler type, right? So Jaylen Warren's guys are skyrocketing up rankings as they talk about Caleb not being able to protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side. So Jaylen Warren, guys, pick him up. All right, another guy that's skyrocketing up the rankings, my number 9 guy is a wide receiver from the Tennessee Titans, and it's going to be Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley. Now listen, I'm going to be honest right here. I've been destroying Calvin Ridley for the last 2 to 3 years. Like, I haven't wanted him, and I've been mostly right about that. But this year, with Cam Ward with a great arm, he can throw guys open. I think that helps Calvin Ridley. It goes back to when Matt Ryan was a younger quarterback, and Calvin Ridley was really good. So I think Calvin Ridley should get hyper targeting, and I think he's going to get some really good targets, high value targets for. Yeah, he's going to get high-value targets, so it's going to make his fantasy numbers be a lot better, right? So I like Calvin Ridley this year, especially at his ADP. I mean, it's honey, right? But he's skyrocketing up the rankings, so you make sure you start drafting this guy if you in drafts right now, because you probably won't be able to get him at the ADP as they get closer to the season, and we see Cam Ward go out there and have a great preseason. As soon as Cam Ward have a great preseason, Calvin Ridley value is going to go up. All right, let's move on to my number 8 guy. My number 8 guy is another wide receiver. He's a rookie, and it's Emeka Egbuka from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the reason why he's skyrocketing up my rankings and also other people's rankings is because of Chris Godwin's injury, and he also got his ankle scoped where he did a cleanup surgery. You know, like maybe not the tightrope, but I think I think his ankle was hurting him. So usually what they do, they go in and clean it up, and you feel less pain, right? But Emeka Egbuka, guys, is healthy. Chris Godwin is healthy. Mike Evans also has hamstring injuries, almost degenerate. I hate to say that about a Hall of Famer, but he has degenerate hamstring issues. That's why a lot of you always chastise me and say, why you all ain't never on Mike Evans? It's because I don't want no guy with that type of baggage. Sometimes, guys, I'm not drafting players because I don't want to deal with the baggage. That doesn't mean that they can't play, right? So you have to understand that everybody that I say, I do want to be held accountable, but some guys, I'm not picking them just because of their points. I'm not picking them because I'm not dealing with that, or it's a lot of players at the ADP value in that round that I'd rather get. That's what it's about sometimes. It's not being perfect every single pick. It's about who's your guy and who's not your guy. So right now, I'm not taking no Chris Godwin. I'm not taking no Mike Evans. They too They got too much baggage with him. So I like Emeka Egbuka. I'm actually moving him up a lot because I wasn't drafting him. I'm like, he's going to a front-loaded team with wide receivers. Not anymore. They have a lot of injuries, a lot of potential injuries. All right, let's move on to my number 7 guy. Yes, guys, my number 7 guy. My number 7 guy is going to be Kyren Williams. Yes, guys, Kyren Williams. And the reason why, guys, I like Kyren Williams is because he just got a deal. He got $33 million, right? I don't know if it's fully guaranteed, but he got a deal. And we know what Kyren Williams is. He's not some super efficient, fast guy. He's a great scorer of the touchdown of the ball. Like, he can score touchdowns anywhere on the field. He make big plays. He's not explosive, but he has that innate ability to find the red zone. That's a special ability between all players that play football, even defensive players sometimes. And he can do that, guys. So I'm taking Kyren Williams at his ADP, which is lovely. A lot of people are fading him. Matthew Stafford is going down. And I am worried about Matthew Stafford. I will be honest with that. But Kyren Williams, to me, guys, they get this guy most of the green zone targets or carries in the green zone, which he's scoring a lot of touchdowns. What he been scoring, like 10 rushing touchdowns as an average the past 2 years. So I love Kyren Williams, guys. I think he's skyrocketing up the rankings. You better get him now. And with him getting the deal, he probably going to move up 2 or 3 spots on most people rankings. Okay. So let's go to my number 6 guy. My number 6 guy is going to be a quarterback from the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be Anthony Richardson. Now, I've been talking about him in a lot of videos, but he is skyrocketing up the rankings. He's making good plays in camp. He's being accurate. He has a little bit touch. He's not overthrowing a bunch of people. We don't need him to be 70%. We don't need him to be 70% for his completion percentage, but we need him to be from 60 to 65. Somewhere between there, bro. You can't go in the 50s, high 50s. You got to be in about we prefer you being like mid 60s or low 60s. With your ability, low 60s is okay. So Anthony Richardson, guys, with that rushing upside, you have to draft that guy. Like, I cannot let nobody get a league winner and play against me and compete with the Lamar Jacksons and the Josh Allens, because he can do that. He's one of the only few quarterbacks who can compete with these elite guys that I always talk about at the quarterback position. So I am taking Anthony Richardson, and his ADP is gravy. But as season goes on and as he balls out in preseason and has a couple big throws, it's going to rise. It's going to rise, especially when he beats out Daniel Jones. Who knows? I believe he can beat out Daniel Jones because they want him to start. They don't want to put Daniel Jones in and ruin his confidence. So I'm taking Anthony Richardson, guys, as a late guy at the ADP, and I feel great about his upside, and he's trending. All right, let's move on to my number 5 guy, and this is another guy that I've been talking about in a lot of videos, and it's Tyreek Hill. Now, listen, I don't want to get off topic, but I had a guy, and I respect him. His name is Slick Rick. I want to give him a shout out. He held me accountable. He said, hey, man, you was beating the drum on Tyreek Hill last year, and he was and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm here. Thank you. I did. And guess what? I'm talking about Tyreek Hill again. Not to be stubborn or I'm not wrong. Just I know what Tyreek Hill. I don't got no secret formula. I'm just picking my players and going down with the ship, bro. I ain't trying to trick and hide or anything. I'm just telling you, I like Tyreek Hill, and I like him this year. I mean, as long as that dude keep running the 10 flat, I'm going to keep picking him on my fantasy team, especially when he's going in the 3rd round. So that's my 2 cents. But listen, guys, yeah, it's guys that I miss on. But I would like for you also, once you mention some more guys that I miss on. But can you mention the guys that I hit on, or you don't care? And that's okay. I'm not coming at you. I respect you, bro. You keep it real. But mention some of the guys that I hit on too. I want guys to see that too, because I just don't miss a lot. You know, I stand on my 76 hit rate. So call it out if I'm not right, bro. I respect that in the chat. But anyway, Tyreek Hill. Guys, you got to take this guy. What do you think they're going to give him? 6 targets? 4 targets? Now, Tua did do that last year because Tua was discombobulated. He wasn't looking for Tyreek. It was like he's scared to get hit, and the routes that they had Tyreek running, Tua wasn't going to wait for that route to get open. So now they have to run Tyreek Hill underneath Tua. That's Tua's first read. You don't want him to go deep because Tua's not going to hold on the ball that much. So I do like Devon A-Chain. And I think he's going to be special this year. He's top 5 upside. But I do think Tyreek Hill can go back as the number 2, number 3, number 1 wide receiver again. Because the ball is going to be coming out fast. And Tyreek is fast. He can outrun guys with the yak. All right. So, my 2 cents on that. But let's go on to my number 4 guy. My number 4 guy is going to be Jameson Williams. And did y'all ever think that I would start talking about fading Amon-Ra and go to Jameson Williams? I would have never predicted that. But that tells you that I'm not biased. I love Amon-Ra, but I'm not going to just draft him because his name is Amon-Ra. So I'm fading Amon-Ra, and I'm going to Jameson Williams because I saw that at the last 3 to 4 games that they played. I'm like, Amon-Ra getting off. He's great underneath. He's still one of the best wide receivers in the league at what he does. But Jameson Williams is going to have the big plays is what's going to score more fantasy points. And I like that on a weekly basis. Not saying he's going to outscore Amon-Ra the whole season, but I think when it really matters and I really need points, I'd rather have Jameson for that 60-yard reverse touchdown or that 70-yard bomb touchdown. And I believe his targets are he's gonna get more targets. I believe he will get over 100 targets this year. I don't think he's had 100 targets his whole career in the NFL. So I love Jameson Williams, guys. His ADP going very late, and you getting part of that great offense. I think the pivot play is to fade Amon-Ra in the first round, second round, and go to get Jameson in the third or fourth or fifth round, depending on your league format. All right, so let's move on, guys. Let's get to my number 3 guy. This is another guy I've been championing. I hope I'm not being biased here, but I'm just following with what I feel and what my expertise tell me to do. And the CMC, he's went from where he was getting drafted in the late or middle second round, late second round, all the way up now to the middle of the first round, 1.6, 1.5. He's going at the 1.5, 1.6 again, and I think it's great. I think it's good. That's good value for him because his potential is the biggest potential in the whole league. He could be the number 1 guy of all fantasy players, quarterbacks included. So I like CMC. I'm getting that value this year. And if he goes down, guys, he goes down. I want y'all to be able to understand that. A lot of you don't understand when I say, well, guys, who cares if he goes down? You're like, well, I might lose. And you shouldn't be losing when you are taking a guy at that ADP. Now, if you take him as number 1 overall, and you have to wait 24 players, that is rough to miss at the number 1 overall pick. But to miss at the 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I won a couple leagues where I took Tyreek as my number 1 pick, and I still won because I drafted really well after that, guys. So I would tell y'all to do the same thing. Just draft your team, and if CMC go down, it's okay. I think you got the number 1 potential player. And if it doesn't matter if he gets hurt. You should have other guys to play there. And you're going to scare the teams if he's healthy. Like, if he's coming in each week healthy, you probably got that week, right? If you drafted a good team. So let's move on. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But on my number 2 guy, and remember, guys, watch the whole video. I got a bonus guy for you. But my number 2 guy is going to be Zay Flowers. Yes, Zay Flowers, guys. And Zay Flowers, to me, is him. Especially with Isaiah Likely. He's moving up the rankings. That he's been playing good in practice. With Isaiah Likely going down, people know who's going to get funneled those targets. Outside of like Bateman and D-Hop, we know they're going to get some. But the guy that everybody is championing as a wide receiver on that team is going to be Zay Flowers. And I agree with him. I think Zay Flowers is one of the most special players. He just has to be a little bit more consistent catching the ball and stay healthy. And last but not least is a rookie quarterback, guys, from the Tennessee Titans, is Cameron Ward. His arm talent is unbelievable. He's really good. I think Shedeur Sanders is good, but, that's neither here nor there. It's 2 really good rookie quarterbacks in this draft, which I think one is Shedeur and I think the other one was Cameron. And it might be another one that might break out. We never know, right? We always have Tom Brady's in drafts. But Cameron Ward going to hyper target and put the ball only where his player can make plays with Calvin Ridley. They got a couple other slot wide receivers there. I think Cameron Ward can have a good season. I'm not saying it's going to be C.J. Stroud, but I do think he's going to have some 300-yard games. And he's going to have some turnovers, but who cares? He's going to put the ball out there for his wide receivers to make plays, and that's what he did in Miami. All right, so guys, let's get to the bonus guys. A couple bonus. The first bonus guy is going to be Tyrone Tracy. Cam Scottaboo got a leg injury. We don't know when he's going to be back. I've been reading a little bit of the news. It's not going to be long, but to me, that tells me that Tyrone Tracy, as he did last year, has a role, and he's going to be getting the first team reps. And I'm okay with taking Tyrone Tracy there. I also want to have him backed up. I'm okay with getting Cam Scottaboo as a quote unquote handcuff. And y'all know I really don't draft handcuffs, but these are 2 prime guys that you can play individual. You can play them together. I believe those guys are in tandem. Other positions, other running back fields are not like that. But this one right here, both of these guys are young, and I think they both can be league winners depending on the week. So I'm willing to draft both of these guys and move up early to try to get Cam Scottaboo or whatever I need, right? Because of the 2 guys of the relationships and how young they are and how good they are. And last but not least is Chase Brown. He's moving up. Guys, he might start going in the second round depending on how he look when he do play in a preseason game. If he scores a touchdown or have a long run, it's over. He's probably going to move and overtake guys like A.J. Brown, right? He's probably going to move up a little bit, maybe above Devon A-Chain because of that offense that he's on and his skill set, especially in a 4 PPR league. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you sign up as a member, guys. You get so many perks. You can play against me in a Dynasty League, Best Ball League. Also, you can get a consultation, and you can get your first one free if you are a Phenom member. And I also got other tiers. I got a $1 tier all the way up to a $20 tier. So, guys, y'all be safe. See y'all later. Peace.